Hey everybody, good morning. Joe DeGregorio checking in with you. Just wanted to give a little update about this boom that we felt and heard across Jeff Davis Parish here and over in parts of Acadia Parish. Um, I spent about 30 minutes or so on the phone with a meteorologist over at the National Weather Service in Lake Charles, going over the radar returns that I'm going to show you about the time of the incident and as well as Houston Air Route Traffic Control Center. They handle the high altitude air traffic, 18,000 feet and above. And uh, Houston ARTCC has confirmed that they were working no military aircraft off the coast or out in the Gulf at the time. Uh, so we can rule out a sonic boom from any kind of military aircraft. Uh, so that presents other options to look at. And uh, if a house went up due to a natural gas ignition or something, uh, that's something we may or may not hear about. I did call it into the Jeff Davis Parish Sheriff's Office. Um, all I know is that it was west or southwest of me, uh, from the way that the concussive force uh, shook the trailer and the sound actually coming from that direction. So that would put it Lacassine or Welch area. I don't know. Uh, I don't know if a tanker exploded on the interstate. Right now, I don't have any reports on that. Um, this was a pretty big explosion event. Um, One of the things uh, that I discussed, and a theory of mine uh, that I discussed with the meteorologist in Lake Charles, because we were both looking at the radar returns during the time frame that this incident happened, and we scrolled through step by step of each of the radar scans, and what you're looking at right now is 10:08 a.m. and uh, you see the clutter here around Lake Charles, and that extends out about 10, 15 miles or so. But if you look over and you got a little something out here, and this could be birds out here over the marsh south of Lake Arthur. But as I scroll through the time, I want you to look right here between Morse and Gaydon. And we're going to come in, and this is 10:13. And then as we get into 10:16 a.m., you see something here develop right over Gaydon, or just north of Gaydon and just south of Morse. And then as we go forward, and one thing I want you to notice, and I'll run a loop on this, uh, the radar in Lake Charles scans counterclockwise, and you'll see that in the rotation when I put this into motion here in a minute. But as we go through at 10:21 a.m., we see this target start to get larger, and it looks like three individual uh, entities here, if you will. And then the next frame, we see it kind of break apart with one strong return uh, coming in here southwest of Gaydon, and then you see it just kind of break up and fizzling out as it continues to move to the southwest, and then literally nothing here. Um, to me, that could be a small meteor breaking up, disintegrating as it come in through the atmosphere. Um, we know what happened over in Russia a number of years ago when that fairly large meteorite come in and exploded in the atmosphere and created that uh, big blast that blew out windows and damaged buildings over there. Uh, I forget what size it was. I think it was the size of a small car or a refrigerator or something to that effect. So if this was in fact a meteor, this was much smaller, probably the size of a football or something. Uh, but again, I can tell you they didn't hear or feel it in Lake Charles over at the National Weather Service office. So again, you know, we have a mystery on our hands. What the hell was it? Was it ground based or was it something coming in through the atmosphere, a meteor? Those are basically the two things at this point. I'm going to put this in motion now, and you'll see from 9:30 as we move forward and 10:08, and you see this it basically is moving on a southwest trajectory, and we'll let it roll through again, and you see it kind of there you go, boom. Now you see the radar here. You see these scans are running counterclockwise, so this is going the opposite direction of the radar scans, and so we can rule out ground clutter at this point. And the speed at which it's moving, you know, that in itself, um, kind of raises the question. 7 miles in a minute. That kind of pretty fast. Uh, at this point, what was it? So I'm going to keep digging, and I'll check in with the sheriff's office here in a little while and see if they've been able to come to any conclusions or determinations to see just what we have. Um, whether it was somebody's house that blew up due to natural gas. Uh, that's kind of what it felt and sounded like. But this was felt and heard over a very big area. So, you know, those type of blasts, they tend the concussive force and the sound tend to disperse as you get further out, and you don't hear it that far away. So, for this to be felt and heard over a pretty wide area, at least a 20-mile radius uh, of Jennings, you know, something pretty big happened. Uh, what was it? We don't know. So uh, I'll try and get back with an update later, and as we try to figure out what this was. Again, if anybody did see anything, uh, comment on the page on Facebook or in the Facebook group. Let me know if you saw something coming, in the air at the time. Let me know. Um, Anything can be helpful to figure out just what this was. If this wasn't a ground-based event, then it has to be something in the air. So uh, again, if you know anything, fire department folks, if you responded to a house incident with natural gas or something to that effect, comment and let us know. We'd like to know, and we'll try and get this mystery solved as quickly as possible. So that's it for now. We'll talk to you again later.